This movie proves that a single 24-hour shift can feel like an entire lifetime. Burnout, chaos, emotional gut punches. Let me tell you why this movie had me shocked. Hey, it's Gracie. Welcome to Backstage Features, my podcast where I talk about all things movies, TV shows, music, and more. Basically anything in the entertainment realm that I want to talk about. This video is thanks to my friends at Route 504 PR and also Vortex Media for giving me early screening to the new film Code 3. For those of you who haven't heard of this film, let me give you the rundown. Basically, this follows a paramedic who is so burnt out by his job and the years and years of work that he's done that he is officially forcing himself to resign from the job. However, before he can resign, he does have to embark on one last shift for 24 hours to train his new replacement. Already, this story sounds like a crazy ride, but when you add this amazing cast into it, which consists of Rainn Wilson, Lil Rel Howery, and Amy Carrero, and they go off the charts. So without further ado, let's get into what I liked and maybe didn't love about this film. This film starts off by introducing us to Randy, who's been a paramedic for 18 years. Randy is tired of all of this, and he starts off the film by saying, "I'm your best friend on your worst day," which is very true. Ray is the type of guy that people don't get along with very easily, so he is always paired with Mike. Mike is this feel-good character that easily gets you laughing, but also is able to put Randy in his place. Then you add into that strange mix Jessica, who is the new trainee. Randy is super unsure of Jessica, and honestly, makes sense. He's trained a lot of people, and a lot of them haven't ended up staying in the job because it's just too gruesome. Jessica, however, is very ready for this, and she wants to prove herself to not only Randy, but also Mike and herself. Throughout this 24 hours that you see them go on all of these runs, you see how things like the public react to them, how other healthcare workers react and interact with them, and honestly, parts of it can be heartbreaking. One thing I love about this, and I think Rainn does so perfectly, is the fact that he loves to break the fourth wall. He's constantly talking to the audience and giving his personal opinion on what's actually happening, as opposed to trying to think about what's going on in his head or just getting that inner dialogue. We see him make eye contact with us and break the fourth wall. I think the dynamic and the chemistry that these three characters have makes this movie flow so effortlessly. That being said, I don't think the movie had to be as long as it was, but I'm not complaining because I did enjoy every single part of it and it had me laughing through it all. That's a lie. The last little bit of this movie had me in tears, but I can't give any spoilers, so you'll just have to watch it for yourself. Another thing I loved about this movie was the soundtrack. It's so unexpected, but it's like a very hype, feel-good playlist, and I credit that to Mike because I feel like Mike definitely made this playlist for the ambulance, and I vibe with it. The plot twists and turns that happen between Jessica and Randy and Mike keep you on the edge of your seat for this entire film. And the ending is so heartwarming, but also heartbreaking to realize what the healthcare system is like and what they go through, but also the self-realization and appreciation they have for having such a hard job. This film highlights friendship, what it can really mean to have a work friend versus a best friend, the lengths you're willing to go to prove yourself. I could go on and on about all the things I loved about this film, and I do think that Dwight would get along very well with Randy, but besides the point. The only thing I really would have loved to see more from this film is more of Randy's backstory. We do get bits and pieces of him telling us things, but I would have loved to see how he got into being a paramedic, what inspired him. I feel like if we saw more of this, it would have made it easier for us to sympathize earlier with his character as opposed to just thinking he's very whiny, very overworked, very tired. All that being said, you should definitely check out Code 3 when it hits video on demand and digital on December 19th.